Now I'm told thousands of illegal migrants are crossing the border and entering the U.S., as Edward Lawrence just reported. It is an unmitigated catastrophe. It is lawlessness on a grand scale never seen before in the history of this country. It's human trafficking, sex trafficking, drug trafficking. The Mexican drug cartels control the border, not the Biden administration. The Biden stand by doing nothing. Why? Well, because theirs is an open border policy, a so-called human rights policy, a so-called asylum policy. Just listen to what Democratic Congressman Greg Cesar told our own Hillary Vaughn earlier today.
Democrats insist that the border's closed and secure. If this is a closed and secure border, what does an open border look like?
Asylum seekers have a right to seek asylum just like immigrants have all over throughout our history. And so we are working to provide legal, safe, and orderly immigration. And that's what we're working on. Unfortunately, Republicans refuse to actually fix the system and have continuously refused to come up with solutions that actually allow immigrants to migrate in a legal, safe, and orderly way. They continue to actually incite these sorts of problems by not creating pathways for people to orderly get in line. They refuse to have those programs, and so that's part of why we are stuck here today.
Sure they are. Sure they are. You know why Democrats are blaming Republicans? Because Republicans won't agree to the illegal Biden policy of unlimited migration. Look, we have sovereignty laws in this country that the Democrats are breaking on a daily basis. So far, during the Biden years, at least 6 million illegals have entered the country, and that's not including gotaways. We're talking about encounters, or better put, apprehensions. But of course, the apprehending are released into the interior of the country, never to be seen again by the authorities. It's a policy of catch and release. It ought to be a policy of catch and deport. Now, just ask Mayor Adams of New York City or Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. Here in New York, the border catastrophe is now a city catastrophe, and it's got Democratic Eric Adams criticizing Democrat Joe Biden. But Adams wants more money. That's not really the solution. The solution is to close the border and restore policies during the Trump administration that limited illegal immigration to a trickle. Since the expiration of Title 42, the illegal immigrant tide has worsened enormously. The Bidens are out of sight. Mayorkas of DHS, out of sight. Now, the latest, these work permits proposed by the Biden administration, wow, at last count, over 470,000 Venezuelans alone have been given work permits. Sometimes they seem to be called temporary protected status. But ICE, the Immigration and Customs Law Enforcement Agency, has been turned into babysitters, not law enforcement. And there's no telling how many tens and tens of thousands of illegals are coming over the southern border from around the world. Not just Latin America, but Russian-speaking migrants, people from West Africa and Asia, and even some terrorists. These migrants are bankrupting towns and cities as well. Representative Mark Green, the chair of the House Homeland Security Committee, has chronicled the taxpayer costs from the illegals. The opioid epidemic has cost well over $1.5 trillion. Medicaid spending estimated at least $7 billion. Then, of course, you've got your housing costs and your education costs. All that are spiraling. Each migrant in New York City could cost the city taxpayers $383 per day. Mayor Adams is estimating $12 billion over 3 years. This is all complete lunacy. Former President Trump, in a speech in Dubuque, Iowa, has pledged that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in American history if elected. Now, Mr. Trump cites the Eisenhower model from President Eisenhower. What was that? Well, back in 1954, something called Operation Wetback was put into place. There was mass deportation of up to 1.3 million undocumented Mexicans illegally in California, Arizona, and Texas. This policy had the tacit approval of the Mexican government and labor groups and Mexican Americans who were worried that uncontrolled immigration made the lives of legal immigrants more difficult. Attorney General Herbert Brunel declared that illegal migrants were, and I quote, displacing domestic workers, affecting work conditions, spreading disease, and contributing to crime rates, end quote. Does that sound familiar? Well, it seems like the only difference between then and now is the size of the catastrophe. Something's got to be done here. It's going to be a major election year issue, as something's got to be affecting the economy. It's depressing wages, it's causing inflation, and it's damaging native-born workers. I tell you, folks, I think sensible people like myself, I include myself, we are all for immigration. And we understand its historic contribution to the success of this great country. But, it must be legal immigration. That is the truth of the matter. Now, we're going to visit on this issue several times over the course of the show. We have Congressman Byron Donalds coming and others to discuss this problem.